The Willow series has been a bit of a disaster for Disney so far. The premiere episodes did terribly ratings-wise. The show is sitting at a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes because people are so disappointed with it, and now the showrunner has openly admitted he's begging Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy for a season 2, which of course I don't think it deserves. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a CBR article. It says Willow showrunner is begging Kathleen Kennedy for a season 2. Now, I have seen the episodes that are out so far, and while we can't completely judge a show that's only half released, the content that is there is terrible. There is nothing good about this series that I can clearly say, I really liked this element, whether it would be CGI or music or acting. Everything with this show is just really bad so far, and I don't see the story getting any better, unfortunately. It says Willow showrunner Jonathan Kasdan recently revealed he's currently pleading with Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy for the Disney Plus series to get a season 2. So right off the bat, we can assume it doesn't end on a cliffhanger because they never planned to do another season of it. I honestly never thought that they were going to. I thought this was just going to be a standalone series. It was going to be, the 8 episodes, and then it was going to be done. I never really saw them banking on Willow, and unfortunately, after seeing the content that is in the series so far, I don't see any way they could really bank on Willow. It says he discussed lobbying Kennedy on behalf of Willow and his ragtag band of allies in an interview. I hope so, he said when asked if Willow Season 2 was happening. We're certainly working on it, and I'm begging Kathy because working with these actors and this crew of filmmakers on this show has been the best experience. We still feel like there are a lot of stories and bigger places to visit. Now, I love the original Willow film. I think a lot of people do, and I honestly was really worried before this show released because we just had this sneaking suspicion that it was going to be, unfortunately, wokeified. It was going to be taken, it was going to be twisted around, and it wasn't going to be anything close to that original film that so many people have so much love and nostalgia for. If they had tried their very best to follow the first movie, and they had tried their best to create a good story that would have happened after that during this time period, and they actually made it for Willow fans, I think that this show could have been successful. But the problem is that they didn't create the show for people who had nostalgia for the original Willow film. They created it for modern audiences. Obviously, the series isn't done yet, but I just don't see any way that it could get better. It clearly has a low budget, which I would understand if the acting was amazing and the CGI was at least okay. The major issue I have with this show, though, is the fact that they created it specifically for, newer, modern audiences. Of course, modern audiences, in this case, meaning just social justice warriors and people who don't actually care about respecting source material. They have LGBTQ storylines in this. They have cringeworthy teen angst. And that audience, I don't think was ever really going to be interested in Willow. Clearly, they're not showing up even though all of these things have been shoved into this show because the ratings have been terrible, and I have talked about this, but Willow ratings are the worst for Disney Plus yet. As it says, according to Samba TV, only 481,000 households watched Willow in its first 5 days of release, and that is with 2 episodes released. As it says, since Samba TV has released numbers, Willow marks the lowest ratings for a show on Disney Plus, much lower than Marvel's Miss Marvel series, which saw only 775,000 households tune in during the first 5 days, and lower than She-Hulk's 1.5 million households in the first 4 days. So as you can see, these numbers have been doing terribly, and honestly, I think that it's pretty hilarious that this showrunner now is going into interviews publicly begging, because clearly he's trying to get fans of this show to rally behind him and like tweet at Lucasfilm and at Kathleen Kennedy. But the problem that we can see clear as day here is that there aren't actually fans of this show. No one is showing up to positively review it or to even watch it. I have shown this off before, but right now, as you can see over on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at an 85% critic score, which is pretty good. At least some of the critics like it, but the audience score has been fluctuating between a 24 and now it's at 26. This is honestly the highest that I've seen it. And you know, if you go to the reviews, there's really not a lot of positivity here. Lots of people just talking about how it feels soulless, how it's boring, how it just isn't good at all. The first review is a 2-star. It says it just feels so soulless, like someone read the outline of an outline and was like, I can do way better. Let's merge this idea with the show Euphoria. That won tons of awards, right? It's like there are two different worlds trying to exist at the same time. Truly dreadful. It's a shame. I loved the movie, so I was looking forward to this, but it's more of the same tired old tick box rubbish from Disney. Could not connect with any character on the show, just not likable. It was bad, could not make it to the end of the first episode. One of the 2 reasons I canceled my Disney Plus subscription, and there are some 4 and 5 stars here, but even the 5 stars, you know, say it has problems, which is my issue with people, because they're clearly trying to rate positively to keep the score up. But this 5-star says the first few episodes have been slow, but I love the characters. Like, you're saying that you have a problem with it, therefore it doesn't deserve a 5-star. A 1-star, poor acting from half the actors, stupid and predictable plot, and they ruin the legacy characters by backsliding their progress from the movies or forget the movies entirely. Very sad. Obviously, there were going to be problems going into this series because they couldn't use someone like Val Kilmer, and then of course they couldn't use Mad Mardigan, because unfortunately he can't really act anymore because he did have throat cancer and he can't really talk anymore, and that is very sad. But they did try to carry on his legacy with his character's children, and clearly they went into it knowing that they couldn't forget about those original characters completely, because of course Saoirse and Willow are in this. But the problem is that they do really sideline those characters for the new ones, and the new characters are just really not that good. Again, the whole series isn't out yet, so maybe it will magically get better as the episodes continue, but I'm going to be honest, I don't even want to watch the rest of the show, and this series does not deserve a season 2 in any way, shape, or form. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.